metrics that you're trying to track in a practice like that?
Not specific to that practice, but every shot is charted. So we have running 3-point attempts, 3-point makes, obviously percentage-wise. We got our pace. We had a shot clock out today, which was actually nice. We had a guy that's trying to help fundraise our facility, but usually we play with a pretty quick shot clock because we're trying to push the pace. And then your basic stuff, right? Your assist opportunities. So our GAs and managers do an unbelievable job going back. We have kind of a litany of things that we're tracking to try to push our agenda, right? And then defensively, it's as simple as who's getting stops, right? When you're guarding the ball, how's the outcome, right? And we have the same thing, running list of just very simple. If you're guarding the ball, you got scoring or not, you know. So eventually, once we get into the fall, we'll have much more advanced analytics that we'll track, that will translate both in practice over to the games. But I want to keep it pretty simple this summer as we get going, and the main things are the pace, getting the guys in shape, understanding our spacing, understanding basic concepts on offense. We put in a couple, small, I wouldn't even call them plays, but just how to play. And then, just naming some terminology things. We haven't done a ton on defense, which, Coach Hamilton probably would not be happy with me. But we've done enough defensively to give them a foundation to obviously then go through in the fall and build off of.
Would everybody get a feel for each other for the first time ever? How's that gone? And have there been guys that have worked really hard at trying to get the group to be a group?
Yeah, I've been really, really pleased. Obviously, this is my first go around in college. But with the type of guy we've brought into this team, we have a super high character group, both with the couple guys that have returned and the guys we've got off the portal and even the freshmen. This group has bonded and gelled way quicker than I thought they would. Usually it takes quite a bit of time, but when you have a like-minded group that push each other, they're super competitive, but they're good dudes. They take care of each other. They hang out a lot off the court. To me, that's always translated to success on the court. It takes more than just getting along, obviously, but when you have a group that genuinely likes each other, that definitely helps on the court. And I think for you guys, for the first time seeing them, you can probably feel some of that. Just being around these guys for the majority of the summer, I felt that really from the first week. These guys really like each other.
How'd you come up with Connected, and what does that mean, and what do you think it means to the guys?
Yeah, so Connect, we actually did something similar in Sacramento, but it's something that Mike Brown and Jordy Fernandez and myself, we talked about what actually goes into winning, right? And obviously you gotta have a certain level of talent, a certain level of skill, you gotta have a certain level of competitiveness. We gotta do our job as coaches, helping the guys. But all the high level teams that we've been a part of that have won, whether it be NBA championships or teams just at any level. When I played here at Florida State, there was always a connectivity with the group, and so that's where this comes from, being connected. Before we get to any results with winning, we want to be connected on and off the court. Aside from just the team, when talking with our staff about what our motto is going to be this year, I felt like it was a great opportunity in my first year of coaching, especially coming back to Tallahassee, to connect more than just in these walls, right? To connect with the community, to connect with our boosters, connect with administration, with the other coaches on campus. I'm super excited about football starting up this week, and part of that is just being connected with those that can help you and support you, and it takes a lot to get this thing going. So that's gonna be our motto, not just with our team, but hopefully with the campus, with the city, with the university. And so far it's been pretty good. Was
that kind of the idea behind the video series you guys are doing too, to kind of connect with the community?
Yeah, 100%. It's hard for people to be excited. Part of that's your guys' job to inform people, but it's hard for people to be excited when they don't really know what's going on, right? And so part of that, and as uncomfortable sometimes it makes coaches, you have to give those that support you an inside look at what you're working on, right? And just the ability to get to know our staff and the new players, right? Especially in this area, at this era, that 70-80% of your team every year is going to be new, and so what a great way for fans to get to know your players and how they work, what a little bit of their personality, which will come out more in the next couple of episodes. Some of the guys' backstories of how they got here, and what makes them tick, and what makes them motivated. I just thought it was they brought it to me as an idea, and I said, let's do it. I'm a pretty open book. I got nothing to hide. I'm just a basketball coach. So so far that's worked out pretty well too.
From a strength and conditioning perspective, what do you want this team to get out of what Ben's doing with them and what you guys want them to be when fall?
Yeah, I told this when I've known Ben since I was 6 years old. We grew up together. Ben's one of the best performance strength conditioning coaches I've ever met. He's got a certain way about him that makes the guys enjoy coming in to work with him. But he's also got an intensity and a seriousness about him that pushes them to their absolute limits. And one of the things I told Ben when we were going through, potentially hiring him, something that I saw him do at Kansas State at a really high level when they were going to Elite Eights and Sweet 16s, is I want you to train basketball players. I don't want you to train weightlifters, right? I don't care how strong they are. If they can't run fast, they can't guard, they can't move laterally, it really doesn't help you. So one of the things Ben does well is incorporating basketball movements into functional strength training, which I think is the most important thing as a strength coach for a basketball team. How do they actually move on the floor, right? Can they have strength without being bulky? And especially with the pace we want to play, they got to be able to fly. And so far, all these guys have put on serious weight, and I should say more so importantly, serious strength without getting too bulky. And the way we're going to move and the way we're going to play, I think shocks some of the guys, and that's why their bodies are responding the way they are. They're moving a little slow right now because this summer is like really weight on them. But that's going to pay dividends as we get into the fall, and they're comfortable not only getting stronger for ACC play, but just flying up and down the court.
I'm sure you have ideas of what guys are going to be like when you recruit them.
Yeah.
But has this group been about what you expected, or has there anything been surprising?
I think every coach in America is optimistic right now. None of us have lost a game. I've been pleasantly surprised with this group in terms of, again, their connectivity, but their competitive nature and the skill. You guys saw a small glimpse of their shooting ability today, but we got some serious high-level shooters, and that's from me coming from the NBA, where it's the best shooting in the world. We have some guys that can really, really shoot the ball. Most importantly, with that, shooting's great, but if you don't have guys that can spray it to each other, it's really hard to get those quality shots that you're looking for, which I've also been pleased with this group. Their ability to create for themselves, but more importantly, create for teammates. Again, I'm pretty excited about this group. I'm pretty optimistic about this group, especially with the resources we've had to put this team together the way we have. And it's kudos to our staff. It's kudos to all those that watch film and brought guys to the table and encouraged me to make the calls. Our staff has done an incredible job helping me put this team together in a quick turnaround.
It looked like pretty much every drill had a focus on a paint touch and a kick out, oftentimes corner kick out. Does pretty much every guy on the team have the green light from you to shoot a three?
Right now, yes. Now that may change, and that's why we're charting the shots. If you can't make shots, I'm going to not encourage you to not shoot them. I'm going to encourage you to make the plays that you can make, right? Right now, I've told everyone in this building, coaches included, you're free to shoot at any time, right? As long as you feel like it's a good shot. Now, if you shoot a couple bad ones, I'm gonna let you know, right? There's certain shots that drive up your efficiency and drive up your shot quality that come, like you notice, from the drills and just from doing it over and over and over and over again. But then when they do them in live action, showing those on film, what it actually feels like, what it looks like. So, and to me, it's a philosophical thing. A lot of coaches can coach backwards of like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do it. I'm encouraging more than anything. There will be very few handcuffs in this portion of the year. Now, as we get closer to games, guys are going to understand very, very clearly what their roles and responsibilities are on the court. Most of our team can shoot the ball at a high level. There's a few that probably can't, but we're going to find out, and maybe someone surprises us. At one time, Brook Lopez could not shoot a three, and all of a sudden now he's a big-time shooter in the NBA. So there's only one way to find out, is to work at it, is to set them free a little bit. But also, guys got to have some self-awareness, and that's part of our job to help them with that self-awareness.
You kind of maybe led into my final question, but are you a big, like, each guy has a role, want you to play your role, or everyone kind of can play all the roles? Kind of, which one do you lean towards?
Yeah, I would lean more towards the first one. Everyone is going to have a role, including myself. And it's our job to start building those relationships, which we have, so that we can be brutally open and honest with each other, right? Starting from the top all the way down to the last student manager. When you walk in this building, you're going to know what your job is, so you can go execute it. Now, in terms of style of play, we do have a lot of versatility, which was by design. I'm not a big, like, you play the 2 and you play the 4. Now, like, you play basketball and you find ways to win. There will be structure within that, but guys should know how they impact the winning when they step on the court. And if they're confused about it, my door is always open, and I'm going to let them know, okay, this is how you can impact winning, right? So their roles will be defined, but when you watch us play, it's going to be hard to tell the difference between a 2, 3, and a 4. Generally, you're going to know the point guard because he's got the ball, but almost 1 through 5, anyone can push it. You're going to generally know the 5s because defensively they're going to be anchoring our defense, but everyone else on the court is pretty interchangeable.
You got some older dudes. Do you like the way the freshmen are fitting in so far?
I do. We have 6 seniors on this group. Again, that was by design. I think old and experience help you win, especially at this level. But these freshmen have surprised me. There are a few guys, I don't want to say I was worried about getting them playing time, because I think everyone's going to earn their playing time. It's going to be clear who needs to play and who doesn't. But there's a few freshmen who I didn't think would be able to make a huge impact. And they, I think, surprised not only me, my staff, but their teammates as well about not only their skill level, but just their competitiveness and not like I belong. And I'm going to fight for minutes, and I'm going to fight for a big role in this team, which to me, I love guys pushing each other, man. It's a sign of a good team. It's a sign of real depth. Inevitably, and you knock on some wood, someone's going to go down, and next guy's got to be ready to go. But I like our Cam has had an unbelievable summer. He's a high-level player, man. High-level competitor. He can shoot the mess out of the ball. And even Thomas just showed up from doing his France stuff with the U19 and the World Championships. So he doesn't even know what he's doing out here, and he's running around like a deer in headlights. But the kid's got some like raw talent and you guys saw it defensively. He can make plays defensively that not many people on our team and really not many people in the nation can make, just with his size, athleticism, versatility, switchability. So I'm really excited about our freshman group.
You touched on it a bit earlier with strength and conditioning, but the staff you put together, how have they impacted what you're doing, what the team's doing, and just generally your thoughts on what you guys have?
Yeah, our staff's been incredible, and it's been an interesting summer, obviously, with a lot of moving parts, and this is where like real life comes in, right? Like right now, Jim Moran's not here. He's moving his family from Sacramento. They just had their 4th baby a couple of weeks ago, so they're all actually tonight. They're flying back to Tallahassee. Michael Fly and his wife and kids are still in Jacksonville, so they're moving out here within the next week or 2. So there's been a lot of back and forth with our staff, which is just real life. That's part of the transition of moving and the whole new staff. But from top to bottom, I think the most important thing I wanted our staff, a few of the things, I wanted them to be able to support me in a way that they can be honest with me. I think that dialogue between you and your assistants is very important. Ultimately, the final decisions are going to fall on my shoulders, but they need equity in what we're doing, right? And that takes them being able to be honest with me when they disagree with me or disagree with each other without it impacting relationships, right? There's a professional and personal side of this. Our personal side of our group is unbelievable. It's single-handedly, and I'm not just saying this because I'm excited about it, it's the best staff personally in terms of gelling and getting along and enjoying our company together that I've ever worked with. And now professionally, obviously, we have a lot of different vantage points of how to play stylistically, offensively, defensively, transition, how we're flowing. But it's good for all of us to kind of learn from each other and find a common ground of, okay, this is the way we're going to play. Now let's go train like it.
The full schedule isn't out yet, but how much are you looking forward to the first slate you guys have, and why did you want it to be as challenging as you talked about wanting to make it?
Yeah, I'm excited about our schedule, man. It's a lot of people on the circuit. You know, we all go out recruit. A lot of people are calling me a little crazy, and I like that because I'm a little crazy. I enjoy competition, man, and I think if we're going to build this in the way, and obviously it takes time, and you got to build it year after year to get to where we want to go. But if you want to be the best, you got to play the best, and you at minimum have to have a barometer of, okay, this is the best team in the nation. Let's see what we got. I don't think you get that from hiding and playing. You know, people call them cupcake games or like the bye. You still got to win those games. A lot of good teams that are lower level, but you know, okay, you say what you want. I want to play the best teams, and if we lose, at minimum, I can walk in the next day and talk to our guys and say that's the best team in the country, and this is how far we have to go. Now you guys feel it. This is why I'm coaching you so hard. This is why we're doing the drills we're doing. This is why we're working the way we're working. All right. And if we end up losing all 5 of those big games, we do. But it will help us come ACC play to give ourselves that, okay, we got some work to do. Or, hey, you might be a little bit better than we thought, right? You might sneak, especially with the way we shoot, the pace we play, the way the style we play is tough to guard. We might mess around and be one of those teams. And how awesome would that be for our program and taking those steps? But you can't do it from hiding from the best. And maybe I'll change my viewpoint on that in a couple of years, but for now, and our staff argument for a long time, I said, guys, I want to play every team in the Final Four and try to find as many top 10 teams in the country projected that we can play and get them on the schedule. Some of them just didn't work out date-wise, but we have a really good, challenging schedule that I'm really excited about.